Now, moving on to our next topic, let's talk about the recent earthquakes that shook up San Francisco. Now, natural disasters like these are no joke, okay? They can throw our mental wellness for a loop faster than you can say trip. The ground beneath our feet is supposed to be solid. That's what I've been like thinking all my life, that it's supposed to be solid. But when it started doing the cha-cha, it's understandably unsettled. But let's take this opportunity to focus on resilience for a second, okay? And I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. Because we must focus on resilience and the strength we find in community and faith, especially in times such as these, the palpable uncertainty. It's the stories of neighbors helping neighbors that remind us of the innate human spirit. And it's precisely these moments where our spiritual beliefs stand tall. For those of us who lean on faith, such events are a powerful reminder to trust in a higher plan and draw courage from our spiritual anchors. To keep grounded when the little ground isn't, spiritual practices like meditation, prayer, or simply sitting in contemplative silence can be incredibly calming. Imagine the peace of taking a moment to acknowledge fears and then release, trusting that you are held in the divine's embrace. Okay? These ancient practices provide us with a toolkit to adapt and thrive amid chaos. Now, as always, on to a lighter note, talking about stockpile and supplies for these shaking times, because we all know someone who kind of overdoes it on the canned beans, the pork and beans. Let's not forget those essential things that often fly underneath the radar. I mean, sure, we're all stacking bottled water like it's gold, right? But has anyone considered a solar-powered nightlight? Imagine the disco vibe of glowing tranquility radiating from your nightstand when the power's out. And speaking of preparation and adaptability, have I ever told you about how I once found myself instinctively gathering not just flashlights, but a year's supply of AAA batteries? Yeah. Turns out I was a couple of D batteries short for all the gadgets I thought I would power. But hey, at least I was enthusiastic. There's these little bits of humor and relatable experiences that keep us all laughing through adversity. And it reminds us that it's okay to approach serious stuff with a ponderous mix of wisdom and lightheartedness. And as we speak of planning and readiness, let's transition into an important message from one of our sponsors, Southwest Rapid Rewards. Now, journeying beyond the surface of wellness, beyond strategic products and actionable health plans lies an opportunity for deeper connection to ourselves and others. Our memberships and rapid rewards from Southwest remind us to make the most of every situation as we pursue adventures and much needed healthcare essentials. Visit Rapid Rewards to explore your potential for wellness rewards today. I don't know, I sent you. Let's jump to our next topic, which take us straight to the heart of Los Angeles. And take a moment to like kind of at least show you one of these stories so you can reference back to, I always like to reference stories. Here's one right here from the LA Times, and you can also find on Yahoo News. The fire evacuation alerts are going haywire. What happens if LA residents ignore it? That's a very important question. Okay. Now, seeing that there was a catch to all of this, and these alerts rather went out like a blanket, causing panic and confusion citywide, only for residents to later discover they were experiencing a false alarm. Imagine the chaos. Just imagine it. It's a textbook case of misinformation gone wild, showing just how quickly things can spiral when wires get all crossed. Now, in the face of chaos, it's essential to harness the power of discernment and patience, virtues that are truly rooted in Christian teachings. Now, discernment allows us to separate fact from fiction, ensuring that we react to real threats and not ghosts of our imagination. Patient guides us through, providing the clarity needed to navigate misinformation with grace and composure. We could have used that like a couple months ago, but that's a different story. As part of the community, though, leaning on one another provides a stabilizing force during restless times. Our shared support, you know what it is? It's a reminder of our collective strength in overcoming challenges. Now, this tale of the wildfire alarms brings to mind my own misadventure with a false alarm, although mine was far more personal. Picture this. I'm at home just after a heated argument with a now ex-girlfriend when I started feeling lightheaded and out of sorts. All of a sudden, my body decides to stage a dramatic production. I slow motion collapse to the floor like I'm starring in a Hollywood disaster movie. Now, don't get me wrong, I have had panic attacks before. I know the drill. I know the drill. But something in me wanted to milk this scene for all it was worth. Perhaps fishing for a bit of sympathy. As I lay there, and I can recall this like it was yesterday, dramatically gasping and announcing my impending doom, my girlfriend at the time remained unimpressed. She's seen me handle panic attacks with like much less fanfare before. Okay. Despite knowing deep down that this might not be the apocalypse, I let myself sink into the drama, eyes all closed with full nothingness. When she called 911, they showed up only to confirm what they both already know, a panic attack. My girlfriend at the time was not amused whatsoever. And she gave me the silent treatment for the rest of the day due to my theatrical false alarm. We often laugh about these things after the fact, but they serve as a reminder, and a very important reminder to approach life's alarms with a balanced measure of seriousness and humor. And speaking of approaching life with keen insight and readiness, as we transition to our final segment, let's take it as an opportunity to reflect on these experiences and how they shape our understanding of life's true alarms. And to wrap up today's episode, what we'll do, we will share some words of wisdom and inspiration that tie all of these stories together with practical, faith-based insights. So stay tuned for our closing thoughts on resilience and transformation. My people, my people.